Hi, this is Kathy Rainey, the Sports Medicine Director again, and we're going to finish up today's topic on nutrition with Jessica Smosna. I feel like I keep mispronouncing your name.
No, you're saying it right every time.
Oh, great. Good to know. Finally, after 4 years. So we're going to have our last little bit of conversation, a little tie up with what you should be looking for to get in your foods and what foods give your body. As well as some things about body image and disordered eating and just kind of how to have healthy behaviors to try to maybe navigate away from unhealthier behaviors. So the first question I have for you is what does food give your body in terms of nutrients? You've talked in the other segments about reducing inflammation, about staying in a steady state. So what does food give you, and what types of foods give you those things?
So the main things that we hear about, we have our macronutrients, which is going to be our carbs, our protein, and our fats, and then micronutrients, which are going to be our vitamins and minerals. So that's what food is giving us on the scientific terms, right? But as I've mentioned, food is more than calories, it's information. And so when we're consuming food that is more processed with the carbs, protein, and fat, we're probably not getting that same strength of a message, I guess, as we would if it was more of like a whole food item. So to give you an example, maybe let's think of I don't know, a McDonald's hamburger, right? Or a cheeseburger or something like that, as opposed to even a homemade burger where okay, it's just meat and that's it. And, not adding any additional, perhaps sugar I'm just speaking, I don't know exactly all the ingredients in the burger at McDonald's. And then, a bun that exactly, what is on that. You could read the ingredients on the label, and then perhaps some lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickles, right? And so even looking at the comparison of two things that look quite similar, but one is going to be more of this whole food option. And so from both of those meals, we're getting carbs, protein, and fat, as well as some of those micronutrients with the vitamins and minerals. And all of these things are providing us with energy, but they're also helping to support our sleep, our stress levels and stress management. They're helping with digestion and absorption, helping to keep our heart beating, our brain thinking, our detoxification pathways, so that we don't end up with a lot of waste products in our body. And so that's why we need food to survive, right? Because it is this message that our body needs. We need the the carbohydrates for providing energy to the body and the brain, and for preventing the use of taking protein and breaking that down into sugar. So we want to make sure that we're using that protein to build our muscle mass and to heal and repair. Carbohydrates are going to help with digestive health, especially ones that are rich in fiber, so that we're having a daily bowel movement, which is also going to help with, that detoxification of our body.
And that's like fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, for example, so carbohydrates would be fruits, and then starchy vegetables. So like potatoes, sweet potatoes, corn, peas, beets, turnips, rutabaga, all of those. And then we have our beans and legumes, or lentils can serve as a carb. If you're vegetarian or vegan, those can also serve as kind of a protein. They're pretty balanced on their own in regards to carbs and protein. And then items like rice, crackers, pasta, oatmeal, all of those things are going to be more carbohydrates. And then we obviously have the more processed items like candy, chips, crackers, cookies. All of what constitutes a lot of the SAD diet, or the standard American diet, is very carbohydrate heavy. And that's where, we want to try to steer away from just having carbohydrates on their own. We want to have that with the protein, which protein is going to help to provide the body with the building blocks to grow and repair our tissues and our muscles. It's going to strengthen our immune system. So especially right now, it's really important to have a strong immune system, and having adequate protein is key for that. Not overdoing the protein, but having that protein at each of your meals. And then protein also helps to create digestive enzymes and hormones so that we can break down the foods that we're consuming, especially these healthy foods, so our body can actually absorb and benefit from the nutrients that we're consuming. And then we have fats, right? And there's the healthy fats, and then the fats that tend to be more pro-inflammatory. The more pro-inflammatory are definitely the trans fats, which is known as like partially hydrogenated oil or hydrogenated oil in ingredient lists. And so, for example, I believe it's like Jif peanut butter, they'll have hydrogenated oil in there, as well as like molasses and sugar. So it's not an ideal peanut butter choice, but something more like where you can make it yourself at HEB, or a peanut butter that has just peanuts and salt. So it's simple switches that can really change how it's responding, how your body is responding to the food itself. And those quality fats are going to help they're going to help to reduce inflammation. And that's specifically, we have more of our plant sources of fats, which is going to be like our avocado, our olives, our olive oil, avocado oil, sesame seed, nuts and seeds. And then we have more like animal-based fats, and that's going to be our more saturated fats, as well as coconut, which is going to be more saturated. And those fats are absolutely okay. They were deemed bad for a long time, and they're finding that those saturated fats, they were deemed bad because of cholesterol. And they find that these saturated fats actually help to increase the size of the LDL, which is known as bad cholesterol, increases the size of those particles. And so that tends to make them less harmful. And so we don't want all of our fats to be coming from saturated, but it is okay if we're getting it through our animal products, coconut, more of those less processed items, and then trying to avoid those trans fats. And that's where, again, the sneaky term in ingredient list is going to be that hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil. And then we definitely want to incorporate fruits and vegetables, right? And so that's where we're looking to consume the rainbow or of produce, and trying to get in that red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple and white, ideally every day, because those colors, each color is providing different antioxidants or phytochemicals, plant chemicals, that are going to help to prevent against inflammation, are going to help to prevent against disease states. They're going to provide fiber for digestive health and blood sugar control. And so we have a lot of these components that, rather than just focusing on that jar and lid analogy that I use, where it's our carbs, our protein, our fat, and then our vegetables, we also want to make sure that we're getting adequate fiber, adequate antioxidants, so that we're getting, you know, this variety of our vitamins and minerals as well. And because those things are going to, like I said, affect our sleep quality, our stress levels, our performance, more than just our energy.
I love your answer. Thank you. I think